fishing destinations, from world-class offshore grounds to hidden freshwater gems, some spots deliver the trip of a lifetime, while others leave you frustrated and empty-handed. But not all fishing spots live up to the hype. Some have been overfished, polluted, or simply are not worth the money and travel time. Today, we are breaking down the 3 worst and 3 best fishing spots to visit this year, based on recent catch reports, conservation data, and experienced angler feedback. Whether you are planning a bucket list fishing trip or looking for consistent action closer to home, this guide will help you make smart decisions about where to spend your time and your money. Lake Mead, once one of the Southwest's premier bass fishing destinations, has become a shadow of its former self. Severe drought conditions have dropped water levels to historically low points, creating dangerous navigation hazards and concentrating what fish remain into limited areas. The drought has exposed countless underwater hazards, including submerged boats, debris, and rock formations that were not issues when water levels were normal. Launch ramps have closed or become unusable as the shoreline recedes. The bass population has declined dramatically due to reduced habitat and increased predation pressure. Water temperatures have become extreme during summer months, stressing fish populations and making fishing nearly impossible during peak vacation times. Access fees remain high despite deteriorating conditions. Charter captains report catch rates down over 60% compared to 5 years ago. The Colorado River striped bass fishery, once world-class, has essentially collapsed. While the scenery remains dramatic, the fishing does not justify the expense and hassle. Until water levels recover significantly, Lake Mead deserves its spot on the avoid list. Save your money and time for healthier fisheries. Chesapeake Bay, historically one of America's most productive estuaries, continues struggling with pollution and decline in fish populations, making it a disappointing destination for visiting anglers. Agricultural runoff fuels massive algal blooms that deplete oxygen, creating dead zones where fish cannot survive. The once legendary striped bass population faces disease and falling numbers, and catch and release requirements limit harvest opportunities. Blue crab populations have crashed, making crabbing a frustrating experience. Nutrient pollution from surrounding development continues degrading water quality despite cleanup efforts. In summer, thick algae mats make fishing nearly impossible in many areas. The Menhaden population, crucial forage for game fish, has been over-harvested by commercial operations. Charter captains report clients frustrated by poor water clarity and limited catches. While restoration efforts continue, current conditions do not justify a dedicated fishing trip. Local anglers know which areas still produce, but visiting anglers often waste time searching for productive water. Chesapeake Bay will need years of recovery before it can return to its former status as a premier fishing destination. The Salton Sea in Southern California has transformed from a thriving tilapia fishery into an ecological disaster that is actively dangerous to visit, let alone fish. Massive fish die-offs occur regularly due to extreme salinity, pollution, and oxygen depletion. The shoreline reeks of decaying fish, and the exposed lakebed releases toxic dust containing heavy metals and pesticides. The tilapia population, once supporting a recreational fishery, has largely collapsed. Water levels keep dropping, concentrating pollutants and making the remaining water increasingly toxic. Health warnings. Advise against consuming any fish caught here. The surrounding area has become a public health hazard, with airborne dust causing respiratory issues. Birds and wildlife avoid the area, a stark indicator of environmental collapse. The few fish that remain are often diseased or deformed. Access points are dangerous, with unstable shorelines and hidden hazards. No reputable charter operations exist, because the fishery is essentially dead. While the Salton Sea was once a quirky desert fishing destination, it is now a cautionary tale of environmental mismanagement. Avoid this toxic mess entirely, and fish anywhere else in California for better results and safety. Now that we have covered the spots to avoid, let's shift gears to the destinations that will actually put fish in the boat. But first, if you are finding this information helpful for planning your next fishing trip, hit that subscribe button. If there is one fishing destination that has achieved legendary status among saltwater anglers, it is Islamorada in the Florida Keys. Known as the sport fishing capital of the world, this area consistently delivers world-class action for multiple species year-round. Islamorada offers unmatched tarpon fishing from April through July, with fish averaging 80 to 120 pounds, regularly hooked in the backcountry channels and along the oceanside flats. The permit fishing on the flats is among the world's best, with experienced guides putting clients on multiple shot opportunities daily. Bonefish roam the shallow flats in large schools, providing sight fishing thrills for anglers of all skill levels. Offshore, sailfish, mahi-mahi, and wahoo provide non-stop action during peak seasons. The infrastructure is exceptional, with numerous experienced guides, quality tackle shops, and fish-friendly lodging options. The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary protections have improved fish populations significantly. Charter captains report catch rates remaining strong despite fishing pressure. The variety means you can target different species depending on conditions, weather, and personal preference. Whether you are a fly fishing purist or a conventional tackle angler, Islamorada delivers consistent results. The investment in a quality guide pays off with the fishing experience of a lifetime in one of America's premier saltwater destinations. Next on our list of fishing greatness is Alaska's legendary Kenai River. This glacier-fed river system produces some of the largest king salmon, silver salmon, and rainbow trout on Earth, delivering the wilderness fishing experience anglers dream about. The Kenai is famous for producing king salmon over 70 pounds, with fish in the 40 to 60 pound range common during peak runs in June and July. Silver salmon arrive in July and August, providing explosive surface strikes and acrobatic fights that thrill anglers. Rainbow trout and Dolly Varden provide excellent fishing between salmon runs. The river is easily accessible with quality guide services, rental equipment, and fishing lodges for every budget level. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game manages the fishery carefully, maintaining healthy runs despite fishing pressure. The scenery is spectacular, with snow-capped mountains, glaciers, and pristine wilderness surrounding the river corridor. Bank fishing access is excellent for budget-conscious anglers, while drift boat trips provide the ultimate experience. Catch rates remain high, with experienced guides putting clients on multiple hookups per day during peak seasons. The combination of world record potential, abundant fish populations, and a stunning wilderness setting makes the Kenai River a bucket list destination that exceeds expectations and delivers unforgettable memories. Last but certainly not least is Lake Tohopekaliga, known as Lake Toho in central Florida. This shallow lake has become one of America's most consistent trophy largemouth bass destinations, producing double-digit fish with remarkable regularity. Lake Toho covers over 22,000 acres of prime bass habitat, with extensive grass beds, lily pad fields, and hydrilla that hold enormous populations of largemouth bass. The lake regularly produces bass over 10 pounds, with fish in the 5 to 8 pound range caught consistently. Florida's warm climate means year-round fishing opportunities, though winter and spring produce the largest fish. The lake's proximity to Orlando makes it easily accessible for traveling anglers without requiring remote wilderness travel. Experienced bass guides operate year-round, putting clients on trophy fish using both artificial lures and live shiners. The catch and release ethic among guides and anglers keeps the fishery healthy and productive. Water levels remain stable, unlike drought-stricken western reservoirs. The lake features diverse structure from open water to dense vegetation, providing options for different techniques and conditions. It is budget-friendly compared to destination trips that require flights to remote locations. Lake Toho proves you do not need to travel to exotic locations for world-class bass fishing. delivering consistent trophy potential just minutes from major airports and affordable accommodations. The reality is clear. Not all fishing destinations deliver on their promises, but the best spots continue to provide exceptional experiences that create lifelong memories and justify the investment of time and money. For today's anglers, choosing destinations based on current conditions, recent reports, and sustainable management practices ensures successful trips. The fishing world proves one thing: when you choose your destinations wisely, based on current data rather than past reputation, you are setting yourself up for the kind of fishing adventure that exceeds expectations and makes every dollar and hour invested completely worthwhile.